Hey, what's going on with my hair? What is going on with my hair? Good Lord. Live on a Thursday night. Who's already here? Shieldsy, Annette, Heidi Ho. And yes, Annette, I agree. Tolkien looks like every romantic nerd's best possible grandpa in that typical photo of him. I mean, he is every romantic nerd's imaginary grandpa. Yes, read Tolkien Day. Might read a bit of Tolkien later. Who knows? I don't have any books handy. They're all in boxes somewhere. Never unpacked properly in this house. Terrible, really. Raiders, Megaleech, good evening to you, gentlemen. I'm going to be going back into the city in the next week or so. My new glasses will be ready. And I might do the whole way. I do a whole day in the city and get a haircut as well, because I think the place where I was getting my haircut is still open. So I might go in and surprise him and say, surprise! I haven't had a haircut since you last cut it in May last year. So there's a lot to work with. What do you want to do? What do you think I should do? Catherine, hello to you. Because other times when I've gone there wasn't a lot to work with. And I was very specific. It's like, number 3, back and sides, and just trim the top so it'll be spiky. Hey, Chris. Oh, Catherine, you got cut off there. You're sitting reading Lord of the Rings. Nice. Perfect way to spend today. Yes. Like I said, I'm not sure I have any books. I'm going to look. I wonder if it's online. We kind of... illegal, but lots of illegal things are online. I was doing the riddles from The Hobbit. Riddles in the Dark. Oh, yeah, it's got the riddles. I'm going to do the riddles later because the riddles are fucking great. Chris, I don't have to go in 3 days a week yet. That's apparently, despite some announcements earlier this week, it's not necessarily going to change till April 19th. But yeah, going at some point. And hello, Abigail. She is a Talking Nerd. PC got a new motherboard in it, running so much better. Nice. So yes, Abigail, it's Tolkien reading day. So hit us with Tolkien facts if you feel so disposed. Yes, Chris, a few more weeks of happy time. I'll go back at some point and we'll see what happens. Justin, hello and good evening to you, sir. Thursday. I mean, it's practically Friday, almost the weekend. Woo! I got a drink I made earlier. Let's see, it's another urine sample from a reasonably well-hydrated person. This one is brandy and spiced rum. Although they're not even allowed to call it rum, apparently. It's not really rum. It's from a white spirit. So it's a spiced spirit-based drink. Captain Morgan. Abigail, the chapter Riddles in the Dark was rewritten by Tolkien when he was writing Lord of the Rings, released his new edition of The Hobbit. There you go. I think I used to know the whole chapter off by heart at one point because it was my favorite. Chris got benefits worked out for the majority of the year. Nice. get settled, get vaccinated, get back to video work. Excellent. Mrs. Angry had her first vaccination today because she works in health, and so health workers ahead of most people. So she'll get her second dose in 3 weeks. That's when they do it, isn't it? And from the looks of the AstraZeneca's being made in Melbourne, and they're making millions of doses of AstraZeneca here in Melbourne. Because of my advanced age, I'll be up probably in about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. They'll probably announce a group that I qualify for, so I might get vaccinated in 6 to 8 weeks. But it's going so slow. There's again, virtually everything Morrison has ever said about vaccines has proven to be horseshit. In the early days, he went, "Oh, we struck a deal to get 10 million doses of this," and the person making the vaccine said, "No, you don't. There's no fucking deal. What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh, we'll have the vaccines next week." We don't have them. And he was like, "Oh, they'll start this week." And they didn't. It was like, "Oh, we'll have everyone vaccinated by halfway through the year." And we won't. We absolutely won't. It's like, seriously, every fucking thing he said about the vaccine has been horseshit. That's interesting, Abigail. You rewrote the chapter to change Gollum's character slightly. In the original version, the ring was a simple ring of invisibility. Jesus, she had 5 hours to install the motherboard. Downside of not cleaning for 2 years. Yes, Abigail can tell you about upgrading my shit that I hadn't cleaned for years. And you've been digging up lots of D&D gaming stuff from the garage. Oh, does anyone want Warhammer stuff? Fun. I have enough junk, thank you. I never got into Warhammer myself. Chris, yes, I will get it eventually. At least I'm not from one of the poorer countries that all the rich countries are going to. Oh my God, Chris, I think we should never forget the vaccine coming through and being effective this quickly is a minor medical miracle. Like, we had no historical precedent for this working. Absolutely stunning work by scientists around the world to develop multiple vaccines that are effective. Never forget, this is like a gargantuan effort by so many people, and it basically unprecedented. Yes, Abigail, Warhammer is like a cross between sci-fi and Dungeons and Dragons. And Abigail lays claim to any D&D stuff, but not Warhammer. Yeah. They're both, they're both pleasant cool, but I have too much junk in the house as it is. So I was actually going to give away some cake molds. I've got some really pretty high quality cake molds that we got for when the kids were kids. And it doesn't suit. One's like a bundt cake that's a castle, it's fucking cool. And some are cars, and one is just like says happy birthday. And because we will never use them again because the youngest in this house is 18. So I thought if I know someone with tweens or younger, they'd probably be suitable. Just someone local so I can give them away because they're really fucking heavy because, I don't know, they're cast iron or something. And they would be stupidly expensive to post. So I just want like someone local to pick them up. You're quarantined on an island. Oh, that's it. You could get it, but you're going to wait for older people and people who need it more. Well, that's nice. It's good, capital work, that man. Yes, we... could you imagine, because this, Chris, I do love, like, modern science medicine has the capability to save our species as our species needs saving on the regular. Baking is one of the younger ones' interests in it. They're a slight pain in the ass to get down. What'll I do? I could. Suddenly I'm overcome with lethargy. They're a real pain in the ass. Okay, Annette, I'll show you. These are for baking. So, actually, no, I won't. No, I need to get the ladder. Fuck it. But I did take a picture, I think. I might be able to bring the picture up on the screen. Find the picture. Yep, there it is. Okay, so if I email that to myself, and then I'll be able to show it on screen. Come on, we want the actual size. We're not fucking around. The castle bunt cake in particular, we had many a fine cake made with that mold. It is actually pretty cool. Chris, if you're at the dentist, you laugh when the dentist pulls out the big needle. You just say that's all you got. Where's the big needle? Good Lord. I just try not to look, basically. I'm usually okay if I don't look. Free dictionary. Oh, wait, which... okay, I need the other account. That's easy enough to do. Let's get this. Oh, Raiders. Right, the vaccine is not as bad as a tetanus shot. Tetanus fucking sucks. Yeah, no, Mrs. Angry got it today. Didn't feel any after effects. Doesn't feel any more sore than a usual injection would. Okay. So I'm going to show these cake molds. Share screen. This one. Okay. So see, you can see that there's a bunt cake. Looks like a castle, which is very good. It's like hollow in the middle, so you can put stuff in the middle, which is pretty cool. A simple happy birthday with balloons one, and these cool cars. So they're quite good molds. Shields, you hate the needles. Blood tests I do not like. I seriously do not fucking look when they're doing blood tests. I haven't had to have that many. But yeah. Oh, see, Raiders, if tetanus doesn't bother you, I don't think the vaccine will bother you. Although typically you can feel a bit blue a day or so later. Yeah, you can get the headaches, and you actually get the mild flu-like systems. It's like because your body starts kicking in with fevers and stuff because it senses that it's got to build antibodies. And of course, you got to sort of watch out for a few things down the line, very rare side effects. Hey, Safa, good evening. Oh, nice. Your mum got a vaccine today. Mrs. Angry got her first vaccine today. So, yes, for us in the Western nations, vaccines proceed apace, but it's moving very slowly in Australia. It's moved much faster in the US and the UK and Europe to a large extent, I think. But actually, I'm sure of what's happening in continental Europe, but I think they're doing it faster than we. But then again, all those places desperately need to get a vaccine circulated as quickly as possible because they've still got massive numbers of cases, and we have none effectively. So like we're going back to close to normal, being able to go to venues, not wear a mask and stuff. but with good reason, because we don't have any vaccine, as opposed to some of the particular political idiots in the US who said just go back to normal when shit is not normal. That's Safa. That thing about international flights coming into Melbourne, that's Australians returning from overseas. People are going to go into quarantine because the international flights have been coming into other cities for ages. And they were coming into Melbourne. Then we had that scare and we stopped them. And now we're starting it. So it sounds scary. I think some people have taken that story of international flights coming into Melbourne as if, oh no, it's just all the tourists are coming here and there. No, it's mostly people, Australian citizens returning, and some people who have special reason to come to Australia, and they all go into quarantine. And our quarantine is improved. So, Annette, you're going to move to City on the 6th, you reckon? Nice. Well, if you if you're a younger one is at all interested in those cake molds, when you move to the city, I'll bring them in. What'd you do, Ray? Did you tore the end of a finger off? Drove yourself to hospital? High pain threshold. St. Vincent's microsearches the record. Fucking hell, dude. Fucking hell. Ugh. My older brother lost a finger because he fell. He was in a shed and he fell from a higher level, and he flailed about as he went. He did that reflex of trying to grab onto something. There was a nail sticking out of a bit of wood, and it caught his wedding ring, and the wedding ring, I think they call it degloving, just basically ripped the finger off. I think the bone was, I'm not sure if it ripped the bone out as well, or if he's sitting there with a bone sticking out. But they chopped that off because it's not microsurgery. Couldn't do it because the got degloved and it got shredded. Gross. So now he's got 9 fingers. He's like Frodo with the 9 fingers. Yeah. My brother's a bit special like that. Wild shit happens to him. So my favorite thing with this particular brother is he was in the pub with some friends, and a fire engine went screaming past. And being a jocular chap, because he was vaguely going in the direction of his house. This pub was actually quite a long way from his house. But was going in the direction of his house. And it went, that'll be the fire I set earlier. Nice little insurance job I've got planned. Guess where the fire engine was going? To his house, because it was on fire. And he said that, and he's just like, when he finds out it's his house, he's going, oh, and insurance is going to interview me, and they had their suspicions and whatnot. Where were you when it happened? I was in the pub. It's like, can someone verify you were there? And he was really torn between, I've got an alibi. I was there for hours before the fire started. And also, if I give you their names, when the insurance fraud person interviews them, said, did he say anything suspicious? And he said, well, he did say the fire engine was going to his house because he set a fire for an insurance claim. Because he said it. And it's like, Jesus. Raiders, you went to a funeral today. 80 people capacity, 0 masks, no distancing. They weren't meant to do that yet, I don't think. Next week you can. But yeah, it's, when everything is, changing tomorrow, it's very, very hard to convince people that they still have to pay attention to things today. So that's the way it is. So, we'll take that as it comes. Did I mention? See, I'm drinking lemonade. Did I mention I got some SodaStream, zero sugar lemonade? This has been absolutely unavailable for over a year, and it frustrated the shit out of me. Now it's suddenly available again, so I got some. Yes, Chris, we did actually prove lockdowns work if you do them properly. Abigail, a place used to work. Anytime someone was called to see the boss, we joke around saying, "Nice slowing, you look like your last day," until one day the obvious happened. Yes. Yeah, that's a very dangerous joke. That is a very dangerous joke. Jesus, Annette, one of your brothers-in-law set a mate's balls on fire. Actually, that happens reasonably often. That actually happens far too often. Pranks. So, also, kids, lighting farts is actually a bad idea because, yes, they're flammable, but sometimes if you're really unlucky and there's enough volume with the fart, your sphincter might be a little open and the flame can go up into your bowels, which is a super bad thing to happen. Even if you don't suffer any permanent or serious damage, really fucking hurts to have your colon on fire. So, yep, Annette, that sounds like a drunken dare. That is, that's why do women live longer than men? Because men just do shit. Yes, Chris, pranked you by causing bodily harm. Well, there was, I guess it was probably the same in the US too, but in my youth, it was this accepted thing that apprentices would be subject to hazing that was horrifically violent and regularly sexual in nature, like as in the apprentices were regularly sexually assaulted in really quite horrific ways. And that was just a boys being boys thing. Is really fucked up. Oh God, Abigail, friend's Bucks party, you saw us drip wax on the Bucks' pubes and they caught fire. Of course, yes. Raiders, early days at trade school, you taught not to wear jewelry on site. Yeah, rings, necklaces, and long hair. Long hair, very dangerous on site. Anything that can catch on anything is a real fucking bad idea on work sites, machine shops, anything like that. Fucking bad idea. So, Chris, a prank is where you freak someone out but don't actually do anything bad. Yeah, no, it's assault. It was like, and I'm not talking mild assault. A lot of it was really serious assault, and there were multiple cases of apprentices being killed or seriously injured, left with lifelong disability because of pranks on the site. Yes, Annette. Long hair rule is very hard on metalhead apprentices, but you do not want long hair on a work site or in a machine shop. It's so fucking risky. Getting caught and then literally having your scalp ripped off is just horrific. Metal shop at school, they'd force us to watch videos that showed you injuries where, like a metal lathe, where the metal shattered and shrapnel went up in someone's face. And do I remember a Navy scandal about hazing? Well, it was another thing happened in the forces as well. The Navy, in the Army, the officer training college at Duntroon was notorious for sexual assault as initiation. It's seriously fucked. God, the one that I will always remember was someone telling me about, because if you're a mechanic, like a car mechanic, that is really rife for horrifically dangerous pranks and sexual assault because of all the things they had. Big thing, and this is apparently like every apprentice was telling you, yeah, they had these lube guns that you like to put lube in, and he's actually, holding the apprentice down and forcing the nozzle up their ass and firing this greasy black lubricant up their ass. As I said, sexual assault. And it's like Dumas on Twitch. Yeah, well, could be heavy metal. Heavy metal school. So we're talking about heavy metal fans have trouble working in building sites or machine shops. Too many moving things that can rip their hair out. Oh, yeah, Chris, the horror films for workplace safety. There was even Simpsons jokes about in American Driver Ed showing people all the horrific injuries in road crashes to try to scare them into driving safely. So how'd they get away with the crap? Oh, it was just blokes, Zafar. It was blokes. You don't complain. It happened to me, so it's going to happen to you. That was the whole line was always, well, it got done to me when I started. Now you're starting. It's going to happen to you. And it was just like, oh, blokes don't complain. Blokes, we're just being blokes. And it was just like, and like I said, apprentices would get killed and seriously injured all the time from this stupid fucking crap that it's this hazing or initiation. It's just like so fucked. Look, you gotta take it. You just gotta take it. If you're a man, you gotta take it. It's like, fuck that. Like that shit is psychotic. Chris, you drive like a grandpa and people get mad, but you're not going to die driving. You know, Abigail, you have to go. Thank you so much for dropping by and saying hi. And yeah, take it easy. Yes, the old chronic pain sucks badly. And yes, happy Tolkien reading day to you too. We'll do Tolkien facts another day when you're feeling more up to it. Because every day should be Tolkien reading day, really. I mean, oh, look, and the riddles. This is my favorite bit. I did actually find it. The riddles they asked in Riddles in the Dark. The first one Gollum asks is, what has roots as nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes and yet never grows? And the answer is a mountain. Then Bilbo says, 30 white horses on a red hill, first they champ, then they stamp, then they stand still. And that's teeth, apparently. The white horses are the teeth, the red hill are the gums. When Gollum has all the creepy ones, which is just excellent, honestly. Like this one. Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters. And the answer is wind. But it's such a creepy riddle. I love it. Okay, Raiders, you got actual pranks. You were an apprentice in the late 80s. Not physically harmed, but they tormented you. Glued your boots to the floor, filled your overall pockets with silicon. See, those are actual pranks, and it is tormenting and a little bit of psychological torture, but not like the days when it was fucking physical. Yes, Arthur, workplace murder. Chris, I think the workplace murder laws is, deaths in the workplace used to be just classified as industrial accidents, but they've changed the law so that if there is a finding that the death was caused by negligence, that it was completely avoidable, and it happened because of negligence and not following safety standards, the people who own the place, the people who are legally responsible, they can be charged with second-degree murder or manslaughter. Like they will be held criminally responsible, the same as if they murdered the person. So, and that should be the case too, because far too many people die in the workplace. This is okay. I'm going to say all these poems because I just love them. Bilbo's next one was, an eye in a blue face saw an eye in a green face. That eye is like to this eye, said the first eye, but in a low place, not in high place? And the answer is sun shining on daisies. So the eye in the blue face is the sun in the sky. Eye in the green face is the daisy. It's like a sunflower. There you go. And again, Gollum comes in with the creepy ones. It cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills, and empty holes it fills. It comes first and follows after, ends life, kills laughter. And the answer is darkness. I love Gollum's riddles are just so fucking creepy. Right, your metalwork teacher told us about blokes putting compressed air. Yes, that was the other one they do, compressed air in an apprentice rectum, and that can kill you. Those two biggies, get them with the compressed air gun and get them with the lube gun, and both are incredibly dangerous and, sexual assault. And I'll brighten it up with another riddle from Bilbo. A box without hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. And the answer is an egg. And then Gollum comes back with the creepiness again. Alive without breath, as cold as death. Never thirsty, ever drinking. All in mail, never clinking. And by mail it means armor. And the answer is a fish. It's like Gollum's riddles sound creepy as fuck, and the answer is usually not creepy. Safa, Mrs. Angry is feeling fine with no after effects so far. But of course, you got to, be cautious for a couple of days. You can get very sort of cold and flu-like symptoms and feel quite crappy for a day or two. So, got to keep an eye out for that. And yes, right, as the shit that people used to get away with is horrific. It was just like boys being boys. And it was like, well, it's assault. Serious assault. I mean, good harmless pranks is sending a really young, inexperienced apprentice down to the hardware store to buy a can of striped paint. That type of thing. Stuff that, is giving you a hard time and arguably humiliating you, but doesn't actually hurt you. I think I told the story before in the stream. An ex who was a nurse when she was hadn't been in the hospital long. Someone said, "Go down to the dispensary. We need 10 million units of blah blah blah, and you'll need to take this trolley." And so she takes this trolley down to the dispensary and says, "I need 10 million units of this thing." And they see the trolley and they go, "Good, I'm glad you have a trolley." And they come back and it's a container about this big. 10 million units was like this much. Just like fucking with people. See, that's it. You fuck with people. That's fine. Chris, you used to make prank calls to Walmart asking for a live pink pony. Nice. Was that Annette? Send an apprentice off to a non-existent address with a super heavy package. Oh my God. So for apprenticeships, if they're still around at the moment, are good. Apprenticeship is good. And, they're not allowed to assault you anymore. They seriously used to just get away with that shit, but not allowed to anymore. So, yeah. The apprentice you taunted is now a bigwig for Cisco. Oh, dear. Do you ever worry, there's probably only one guy I was a dick to at school and arguably bullied. So it was very low on the totem pole, so it's very hard for me to bully anyone. But there was this one guy, and he was a fucking shithead, honestly. But, I would still owe him an apology if I met him, but I would just say, also, you're a shithead. Just saying, you were a fucking piece of shit. because you notice I didn't bully anyone else. It was just you being a shithead. But do you ever have this thing that you worry that you rock up for a job one day and someone you were terrible to in the past is there on the interview panel? And it's like, well, I guess I might as well leave now. Oh, nice. And then he was your best drinking buddy for a few years. Excellent. Chris, you would call people in the health department saying they're tested positive for Megadeth. That's the band. You'd be surprised how long it took us to get. Okay, here's the thing we did. There was this guy. This was a long time ago, like it's over 10 years ago. There's a guy in an office. He's a fucking dick. He would get a lot of like voicemail messages, and he would sit at his desk and fucking play them on speakerphone really loudly, and they would go on and on and on. And it was so fucking rude. And, actually said something to him and said, just fucking hold the thing. Oh, they go on for long. I don't like doing it. Just like, you fucking self-centered prick. And so we got him to stop doing it because, of course, we knew his number. And so we just went into an external phone and called his thing out of hours so it'd go to his voicemail. And just go... Yeah, it's Dr. Himmler from the clinic. Yes, it is a sexually transmitted infection. No, that green pus should not be coming out of your penis. Interestingly, we've only seen this particular infection for people who have sex with animals. So I'm afraid you're going to be getting a visit from the RSPCA and the police. And we just left a bunch of messages like that. And he did not play his messages on voicemail after that. Like, once he thought, oh, someone's messing with me. But we did it every day. We just kept doing it. So like, because motherfucker, and we were doing more than one of them as well. So we're like, we're going to keep doing this until you stop putting your fucking voicemail messages on speakerphone, you prick. It worked, and it was a lot. And the whole thing was to not laugh when it happened because we're trying to make it less. It was a pretty big office. Like, there was dozens of people in this office. The big thing was to not laugh too much because we thought they'd make it too obvious it was us. So yes. So yeah, I think that's a completely reasonable prank myself. So, oh yes, Alphas, I'm with Raiders. If you're interested in an apprenticeship, fucking go for it. Really, really, really good option to choose. If it's a thing that you're interested in, would absolutely recommend you do it. So, like Raider said, employer pays for trade school. You got skills for life. So much to recommend it. And they're not allowed to assault you anymore. I'm not saying that they won't taunt you and do some sort of pranks on you, but they're not allowed to assault you anymore. So, and join the union. Yes, Annette, that was a corrective prank. Yes, he deserved it. It was just very rude behavior. Very rude. So, I'm going to decide, Safa, I actually have no idea of number of tradies. Hopefully the government has some websites about apprenticeships that might help you with, where to do apprenticeships. But it's absolutely something to pursue. If it's your interest, go for it. I'm making, it'll just look really, I'm going to show you anyway, even though it's boring. It's boring at the moment. I'm making a very special milk punch, clarified milk drink. And the first bit is an oleosaccharum. See, that just looks white. Because it's lemon peel, It's covered with icing sugar, and over the next 12, 24 hours, the icing sugar is going to leach the oils out of the peel and turn into a syrup. And I've also crushed some cinnamon sticks and vanilla into it as well, like a vanilla pod. Geez, they're expensive. And so it'll get cinnamon and vanilla flavor in it as well. And then I'm going to make the drink, which is going to be rum and the other assorted things, and then mix it all together, and then pour it into some milk for milk clarification, and have a really nice milk punch. Oh, and also I'm flavoring the milk as well, which is something I don't do very often, but a lot of people do it. If you're using milk in a milk clarification, you can flavor it with something sweet. Like some people use like the sugar breakfast cereals, or, you know, if there's a favorite sugary biscuit you have. I actually got these things, these Dutch treats called stroopwafels or syrup waffles. They're these little waffly biscuit things with caramel syrup in it. And I squish them up, and then they're soaking in milk for 24 hours to get the flavor of those. So that's going to be a very caramelly, waffly flavor in the milk. And I'll have to filter the milk to get the solids out, and then add the drink to it. And it should be quite spectacular. So Chris Out Your Way videos treated as a trade and an art. That's true. Two very different ways of doing it. And ideally, you'd have skills in both areas. The trade is obviously there is just the physical things of, you know, how it all works and whatnot. But then there's the creative side as well. That is, yeah, that's, but I think of that with a lot of trades as well, depending what you're doing. At the very least, you're creating something, but, you know, you can do stuff like, yeah, if you get a trade in carpentry or woodworking, or metalworking for that, or glass for that. Basically, trades can be arts as well, in my opinion. They aren't necessarily, a lot of trades people don't see them that way, but they absolutely can be. I think there are the two elements of it. The trade is just that this is how you do it. This is the things you have to actually do to do this thing. That's the trade. And the art is, I'm going to take these skills and I'm going to make something beautiful with it, or something aesthetically pleasing with it. And it can be purely functional and still be really aesthetically pleasing. It can also be one of those things that are quite ornamental and arty and a bit less practical. But, you know, it's all skills. I think I'm going to try this now. I've had my lemonade. Right, I better get another glass because I want to look stylish while doing it. Get a big old chunk of ice. Get my double rocks glass, which is a Dune here. Where's your trousers? Bring up your shovel. Make you a drink. I'm playing home barman just as I'm making one of my own. Right. Okay, get the drinky cup. All right. Getting some ices. That's the fridge, not the freezer. Ice, baby. Yeah. Okay, ice. You want like the Captain Morgan or something fruity, or
just get me some vodka and chuck some Midori in there.
okay. All the vodka's already flavored.
What happened to your unflavored vodka?
I flavored it. So
Fair enough.
yeah, I'll give you raspberry vodka.
Red plus green makes brown color.
Do you still want me to add the Midori to you?
I don't know.
That would be a bit weird, but I can. I wasn't going to, but I can.
That'd be weird.
I could put something else red in there, and then it'd just be red and red. Like the cherry looking. Ooh, I free poured. It's probably pretty strong.
It's just if it's strong enough.
I can add something to it, I guess.
No, can't taste the alcohol. It needs more.
It's because it's vodka.
Yes.
I'll put something a bit tastier in. I'll put some of the cherry stuff in.
I mean, the raspberry vodka's
I'll put a bit more raspberry vodka in.
just kind of tastes like you melted down the roll up.
It's kind of what I did. I used that stuff that's meant for cakes, or stuff I bought that's meant for cakes. I meant to flavor stuff with. So it's a raspberry flavor that you're meant to use in baking.
So it's just that and vodka.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, no actual raspberries were harmed in the making of that drink. All right, now I'm going to get my ice. Where did I put my ice? Oof. A bit of frost on it. Ugh. Yep, got a lot of frost on it, in fact. All right, I have to use this ice another day. Okay, I'm just going to put this back. Okay, done and done. Woo! Yes, I was talking to a ghost. Just visiting. A tall ghost. Yeah. Ooh, I love it when the ice cracks from the temperature change. You can see I did not use my clear ice in this one. Just a big old block of ice. Cracked a couple times from the temperature change. Now waiting on pizza. I actually had a calzone from a local pizza place tonight. It's like my Thursday night's our takeout night. Yes, I got this feta and garlic calzone. Oh my God, it was good. I really like it. Raiders, excellent work, you. Giving Safa the tips, give the young fella the tips on entering the trade world. All right, is Scott Morrison auditioning for The Walking Dead? He's in trouble. The Murdoch media's turned on him. This is one of the newest glasses I bought. It's like a double rocks glass. And it's quite thin, which makes it very elegant and also makes me really paranoid about breaking it. Annette, payday pizza. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I've been doing the meal replacements for at least 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, a lot of times. But Thursday just became a tradition with my offspring that we got takeout on Thursday. And tonight I got pizza. And it was good. Chris, Scotty is in trouble. Scotty it's his complete inability to handle anything is finally starting to catch wind. Like I say, it would be somewhat beautiful if that piece of shit was brought down by his and his government's complete inability to deal with women being victimized in the workplace, and just with people turning on them like, no, dude, enough is enough. You got to fucking go. Annette, there were some Murdoch front pages in the tabloids in Sydney and Melbourne ripping on Morrison really severely. And that's because Morrison told lies about Murdoch media outlets. And they didn't like it, so they've gone hard on him. So, yeah, he basically completely incorrectly said he completely incorrectly said that, well, you can't, don't point the finger at us. Sky News has got a sexual assault complaint going on. Turns out, no, they don't. Scotty was working off incorrect information, and it was a stupid fucking thing to bring up anyway. And yes, Annette, I did see Peter Credlin turning on him, but also Peter Credlin is fucking awful, and has been, and I avoid her as much as possible, but some of the stuff I've seen her saying in the last 24 hours was straight up lies. Oh, and also rampant homophobia as well. But is that Raiders? Oh, yes. Yes, Annette, she's awful. And what we all just kind of forgot about the fact she was obviously banging Tony Abbott when he was Prime Minister. Like, it was so obvious. And now we just don't talk about that anymore. Well, we don't talk about Tony Abbott. There's no point talking about Tony Abbott. But yeah. So yes, when News Corp turn on a Conservative Prime Minister, they're in trouble. I love it. They apparently think Frydenberg, the treasurer, was like, fucking, yeah, okay, whatever. They think they can replace Morrison with Frydenberg. But again, one of the things Morrison did after the last leadership spill was to get everyone to agree to a change in rules so that it's kind of impossible to off the Prime Minister against his or her will. And so what they really need to do is internally hammer him really badly to get him to resign. I definitely want to see his run as Prime Minister end in humiliation, because he's fucking terrible. He just sucks so much. Just a fucking empty set. An NTCF potato. Well, of course, the other obvious choice to replace Morrison is Potato Head Dutton, which I think is hilarious that Dutton thinks he has a crack at the top job, because he's so delusional he doesn't realize the extent to which he's hated in the electorate. Like, he's electoral poison. I think it would be hilarious if in the leadership spill where Dutton thought he was supposed to replace Turnbull, because that's why he did the spill and got blindsided by Morrison. If Dutton had won that leadership spill, the Liberals would have got fucking creamed at the election, because Labor rightly would have just gone hard on what a fucking psycho Dutton is. And Dutton's such a psycho, he doesn't realize he's a psycho, and he doesn't realize that everyone sees him as a psycho. And they would have, the LNP would have got crushed in the election. But anyway, maybe they'll lose in the next one. I don't know. Oh, good. Raiders heard Michaela Cash was tipped to take the Attorney General role from Porter. After all the shit of Morrison saying, Porter's fine, and also the Defense Minister who fucked up handling the staff of being raped as well, and now they're both getting the ass. It's just like, man, can't trust Morrison, can you? Yeah, and one assumes at some point the rapist is actually going to be charged, and then it can be tested legally, which is, as we all know, a less than perfect solution. But this one's really light. Like it's hardly got any taste, which is interesting because it's got 2 shots of brandy in it. And 2 shots of Captain Morgan. So there's a little bit of booze in here, and it tastes like almost nothing. It's good. It's got apple juice in it. It tastes like apple juice because it got fresh apple juice in it. I blitzed an apple and strained the pulp out. So yeah, this tastes like apple juice, which is quite dangerous because, as I said, it has several shots of the alcohol in it. Milk clarification can be dangerous that way. It makes the drink very easy to drink. Yes, this is from my big ice cube tray. I love big cubes of ice. My regular ice cubes are a lot bigger than a lot of people use, but then I found this one that does, and that was in the Bitters Lab, that does real big cubes of ice, which I really like. So I like my ice. Safa, it's kind of important to not name the staffer who is a rapist before any legal proceedings happen, because it could jeopardize the legal proceedings, and you don't want the piece of shit getting off on the technicality. Right? You had the displeasure of spending an hour with a Victorian Liberal Party member today at a funeral. Well, hopefully you didn't have to actually interact with them. Oh, Jesus, the Victorian Liberal Party. What a pack of... They're going to get... It won't be as bad as Western Australia, but the Victorian Liberals are going to get hammered in the next state election. Andrews will be back with an increased majority in the next election. Like I said, that fucking rout in Western Australia was mind-blowing. Like absolutely historical in the proportions of the pasting that LNP got. It won't be like that in Victoria, but I'm quite confident Andrews will be back in with an increased majority, because the Victorian LNP are fucking useless. So fucking useless. Oh no! Annette, your jigger when you went to Bitters Lab's gone all weird and ugly. What sort of jigger did you get? Did you get the same one as me? The one with the ridges on it? Because it shouldn't have gone weird and ugly. Ha! Raiders. The guy happened to be one of the challengers to Michael O'Brien. You're armed with all the retorts if required. But yes, a funeral's probably the wrong place to give a lib the fucking pasting he deserves. But yeah, I wonder, because the Victorian Liberal Party seems really delusional. Like, and I think that's their biggest weakness, that they're delusional. So I'm just going to get my jigger in there. So this one, you see, what's okay? Because I've had this for years, no problem. So when it went, what does it mean, all weird and ugly? What's happened to it? What have you done with your jigger, Annette? That sounds bad. Annette's been messing with a jigger. But yeah, I don't know why yours would have done that. Oh god, your pizza's still not there. That's stressful. You need your pizza. Nothing quite like waiting for a delivery that never comes, actually. Hey, Choking on Ashes, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, I don't get food. Oh, you'll have to show me. There's no explaining. Fair enough. uh, I rarely get food delivered. I usually prefer to go and get it myself. But that's convenient because, like, I have a car and whatnot, and I know it is not an option in a lot of cases. So, but God, speaking of deliveries, I'm waiting for bloody this ice maker I ordered from a Chinese website that I was really paranoid is dodgy. But they're giving all the appearances of not being dodgy. The website's still there, and they gave me a tracking number for the order. And it goes to a website for China Posts, and it shows all these updates to going things, and it's coming from Wuhan. Yeah. So that's just kind of funny to find out you've ordered something and it's coming from Wuhan. But yeah, so I was first paranoid that I'd just get totally ripped off, like nothing would ever be delivered and whatnot. But I bought it through PayPal, so I'd, file a claim with them. So I thought I'd go ahead. Then second, I'm worried something arrives, but it just doesn't work. And it's a real pain in the ass to, you know, get a refund. And third, I'm worried that it'll work, but not as advertised because it makes ice cubes and they're supposed to be completely clear. And if it works, I'm going to be the happiest little boy in the world because having this little benchtop thing that will churn out completely clear ice cubes will make me really happy. And it's really cheap, which is actually makes me feel more like I'm going to get ripped off because I didn't pay what I'd expect to pay for something like that. But we'll see. We shall see. And yeah, if it works, I'm going to be real happy. Choking on Ashes, waiting in line. The chemist. One of the choices lockdown outside. Well, we will keep you company. Choking on Ashes while you're waiting in line. Ugh, we've all had to do that at some point or other. Wait for things because of lockdown. So for Johnny, okay, you're asking the question: was there a Johnny Young scandal? I need to look this up. For those who don't know, Johnny Young was very big in Australian TV. Had like a musical variety show with uh, ooh, okay, let's go from 2014. Deborah Byrne, who seems like a trustworthy person, she was abused by more than one crew member on the variety show. Okay, so it wasn't Johnny Young, it was a crew. So she wanted to know if anyone else went through a similar thing. So okay. So the scandal was Deborah Byrne revealing that she was raped by someone in the crew. So it wasn't Johnny Young. So that's good. And that came up because I was on Facebook today, and Facebook does the thing people you may know, because some of your friends are friends with this person, and I found out 4 of my Facebook friends are Facebook friends with Johnny Young, who was a really big deal in the 70s and 80s in Australian TV, young talent time. I'm not playing music, Safa. Mrs. Angry is watching Star Trek in the next room, so you're hearing the incidental music from Star Trek. Oh, nice. Choking on ashes. You're getting some nice spring weather to wait. Well, that's good. I'm glad you at least have some nice weather for the waiting. Did I get through all the riddles in the dark? I didn't, did I? See, Bilbo's riddles suck. Like this one. No legs lay on one leg, 2 legs sat near on 3 legs, 4 legs got some. So the no legs on one leg is a fish like on a plate on a one-legged table. 2 legs on 3 legs is a man sitting at the table on a 3-legged stool. And 4 legs got some, the cat gets the bones. Bilbo's riddles suck. Golems are fucking cool. Like, this is my favorite one. This thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays kings, ruins towns, beats high mountains down. And the answer is time. Gollum had the coolest. He should have won just because every one of his riddles were cool and every one of Bilbo's riddles were sucky. Safa, I don't think Kylie came from Young Talent Time. Danny Minogue was on Young Talent Time. I don't think Kylie was. Sunday, you got Johnny Young too. Oh, yeah, the people who were friends with Johnny Young were people who I actually genuinely know, as opposed to, a lot of Facebook friends are just internet people you've connected with. Okay, this is weird because I swear, like, when you milk clarify a cocktail, it usually tastes much lighter, and it softens all the harshness of the drink. And sometimes this is not the first one I've had that just didn't taste like alcohol, but like this, like I said, it's got several shots of alcohol in it, and it tastes like apple juice because there was fresh apple juice in it. Pulverized an apple to make fresh apple juice. So I made the drink on last Friday's live stream. I was doing the close-ups today, so I had to make it again. And it's called a Pulp Fiction because it's Quentin Tarantino's birthday this weekend. So it's a birthday cocktail for Quentin Tarantino. And it was called Pulp Fiction because there's apple pulp in it. Like, you actually blend an apple and then strain it out. Or, you could just use apple juice. But I went the whole way and I pulped an apple. Pulp Fiction. And yes, after tomorrow night's probably party night. So look forward to that. Go do some cocktails. So I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this milk punch. Everything should be ready by then. Like I said, this takes 12 to 24 hours to be ready. Hopefully it's started to liquefy by the time I get up in the morning. And then I can make the drinky part and then mix it with that. And then pour it into the milk to milk clarify it. So that'll be fun. And so I'll make that milk punch. And I think because it's Easter the following weekend, so I'll do like a chocolate treat. I'll do a grown-up Easter treat. Something with chocolate. Might be an excuse to make the old-fashioned banana split cocktail I've been wanting to make. There'd be like an adult chocolate treat. So that would be like an old-fashioned cocktail, which is just whiskey and bitters and sugar. And to make a banana split, I'm going to put banana liqueur, chocolate liqueur, and a nut liqueur to sprinkle over the top. So that'd be like, banana, chocolate, and nuts sprinkled on top. And with whiskey, those flavors with whiskey, I think would be really good. So I'll call it an old-fashioned banana split, an adult Easter treat. Or because I could just do chocolate, because I got cream liqueurs, but that kind of feels like a cop out. Choking on ashes. Yes, time is going fast. We've raced through the Thursday again. I agree with you. Time is moving both too fast and bizarrely too slow. Like there was a meme going around that I completely identify with. Scientists need to explain to me how March last year was actually 10 years ago, but 1990 was also 10 years ago. That's exactly how I feel. Last year, things moved both too fast and dragged on forever. And yeah, 1990 was 10 years ago. Safa, you want a themed cocktail for your birthday? What's your bevy of choice? Good Friday, okay. What's your bevy of choice? See, when people want a signature cocktail, I need to know what sort of things you like to drink and what flavors you like. So I'm going to stack up with booze for your birthday on Good Friday. Why the hell not, brother? Why the hell not? Oh shit, Safa, you've got a footy home game on Saturday. Have to be about 12:15. Yep. I'm not committing myself to anything on Saturday. That's for sure. So for your big birthday, if we get a chance to have the party at the new place, COVID. Yeah, I am. Look, I think we'll be fine with COVID. I am worried our hubris is going to get us, because I was just assuming we've fixed everything and it's right. It's just like, yeah, no. I'm just expecting something to go wrong. We'll be slain by hubris. Okay, you want a chocolatey cocktail, Safa? Well, you probably want to get two things for a chocolatey cocktail. One, get a cream liqueur. Like, get something simple. Like, was it Bailey's? Bailey's is really easy to get and not expensive. Get one of those. Get one of those cream liqueurs. Get a chocolate cream liqueur. I mean, hell, for your Russian or Ukraine heritage, just get some vodka. Like, get a chocolate liqueur, which is usually low alcohol content, and Annette cream. Get that's the idea. So if you want to get some Baileys and some vodka and some cream, and make a chocolate white Russian, because was a white Russian is like has like coffee in it. Do a chocolate white Russian. Do like a shot of Bailey's, a shot of vodka, shake it with ice, put it in a glass, and then pour some cream on top of it, and you can mix it in. Do a chocolate white Russian. That would be pretty cool. Choking on ashes, you like the Harvey Wallbangers. Haven't had one in years and years. That was a very 80s, 90s drink, the Harvey Wallbanger, which is really just a vodka and orange with Galliano, the Galliano float. Oh no, you've got anchovies on the pizza. Oh no. Yes, you don't want to have a footy game straight after your birthday if you're going to do big on your birthday. Kahlua, yeah, Raiders. That's another good one. Kahlua, Bailey's or Kahlua. whichever one you like, or just go to Dan's. Go to Dan's, and they'll have a bunch of chocolate liqueurs, and there'll be some weird ones. Get one that sounds good. Just get one that sounds good. Like I saw one, it was like a raspberry jam. I'm not joking. It was called raspberry jam donut Bailey's. Are you going to feed the anchovies to the cat? Yeah, that would make the cat happy. I had whitebait with a meal last weekend, date night with Mrs. Angry. Went to a new place, and they gave us 5 courses of different things from their menu, and had some seafood. Whitebaits. I don't think I've ever actually had whitebait, but I knew it'd be good. This place was doing good food, and so it was tiny little whitebait fish that are like dipped in batter and flash fried. It didn't even really taste like fish. It mostly tasted like the batter, and it tasted really good. It was very good. I had to fight down the psychological thing, because you see it's a whole little fish. You can see it's little iron stuff. So I was like, I'm eating a whole fish with its bones and its brain and its organs and everything, because you don't fillet a fucking whitebait. It was very good, though. It was very good. It was very light. And it didn't even really taste like fish. It mostly tasted like the batter, like I was saying. But what have we had? Their bread was fucking phenomenal. And they did these vegetarian croquettes as well. I think it was like chickpea croquettes. They were really good. The whitebait was really good. The calamari, which was quite ordinary and tasteless, which was a disappointment because I really like calamari when it's good. And the calamari was a bit... And then this dish they call Lamb of the Gods, and it was fucking great. Like at first bite, I was going, and Mrs. Angry's joking, is it fit for the gods? And I go, well, it's pretty good, but it's obviously hyperbole. It was like, as I ate more of it, I'm going, no, this is actually really good. And by the time I finished the meal, I was going, no, I'm actually okay with calling that Lamb of the Gods. That was fucking amazing. And their cocktails were pretty good. I had 3 cocktails, so I didn't get smashed, but drunk. But yeah, their cocktails were not bad. They had little twists on traditional sort of cocktails. Yeah, and I love calamari. When calamari's done well, and it can just be like, the deep fried calamari rings, but I kind of like it when it's not battered, and it's like pan fried with just the right herbs and spices, and it's like It's probably my favorite way to have calamari. But even fish and chip shop, deep fried calamari rings is usually pretty good. This one was it was quite tasteless. And it's the second time this week you've heard someone rave about Lamb of the Gods. Were they at the same place in what's the fucking suburb called? It's like not my suburb. It's that way. We had to take a tram. Brain go blank. Oh well. But it's a strip of shops and a lot of Asian shops. Like most of it is very casual dining. Like, because I've had food from a couple of places on there. The food's very good. There's like a crepe place that's good. Like French people run it. A lot of Asian places. They have very good food. And this one place, it's much more upmarket than the others. And I'm absolutely forgetting what it's called. Now I want to look it up because it's bothering me. I have notes about it. No, that's not right. Soul, that's what it's called. SOWL. And they are in Carnegie. That's the name of the suburb. Fucking brain stopped working. The suburb is Carnegie. And it's called Soul, SOWL. And it does have quite a rep because it's different to everything along the strip. Everything along the strip is really casual, very good quality, but really casual. And Soul has gone, much more like a CBD restaurant, and they've got the quite good quality cocktails as well. That's definitely for a return. We would definitely be going back there at some point. So, but yeah, Carnegie has a lot of Asian restaurants and Asian groceries and whatnot. And quite a mix. There are pizza places, and like I said, there was a French crepe place, and this place Sal, because they're called Wise Eating. So that's S.Owl. So it means, I think the guy who runs it is Greek. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the guy who runs it is Greek. And they take a lot of pride in it. Chagananash is central business district, like city as opposed to suburbs. Suburbs are a bit more low key than city restaurants. At least that's the way it is here. So this is like a suburban strip. It's like the main strip of this suburb where all the various shops, including supermarkets and whatnot, but lots of cafes and lots of casual eating places. And this one place is a more upmarket inner city style place. That's what I meant by CBD, central business district. And because suburban places are generally a bit more low key than city places. But yeah, they very consciously are different to most of the places on the strip. Definitely be going back there. Although next date night, we're almost definitely going into the city for the comedy festival. Because I wasn't sure the comedy festival would be on this year. There's a bit of a risk to try and do it. So we'll be going in and seeing what's what. As we were going through the comedy festival program on last stream, and there ain't no big name international acts this year. No one traveling and going into quarantine for 2 weeks to do a couple of shows. So I guess it's the independents' turn to shine. So I will be very interested to see what shows are on. I think Mrs. Angry and I will do the thing where we just go to town hall where everyone's handing out flyers for shows and see who can convince us to go and see their show, who does the most enthusiastic flyering. And hopefully they have a good show as well. We've seen some very good shows using that method. The other thing we might do is if we find like one venue is just running shows all night, and you can get dinner and drinks there as well, then we might be at that venue for the night and see a succession of shows there. But we shall see. But yeah, so next date night is almost definitely going to be comedy festival. Checking out what's happening. Oh, I've got to show you what else I bought, because I bought a few accoutrements recently for the kitchen generally and for cocktail making specifically. It's just up here on the fridge. Let me check. Yeah, here it is. Got a blowtorch. So many uses in the kitchen for a blowtorch. But I can make smoked cocktails with this. Look at that. We're going to look at that. So what I was thinking of doing is like doing a... Miss Stella. Hi, Stella. How you doing? So I was thinking of doing a smoked old-fashioned with some cinnamon. Got rosemary out in the garden too. Could do some smoked rosemary drink burger. I've got to find the appropriate surface. Oh, God, now I've got the hiccups. Appropriate surface to put a cinnamon stick on, like break a cinnamon stick and set it on fire. And when it's good and smoky, put the, get this big old glass and put that over the top so it just fills with smoke. And then mix the drink. And when the drink's ready, get the glass over and pour the drink in, and you get this cinnamon smoke wafting about as you drink it. which I think would taste good and make me look fucking classy too. I just have to find the right, like something that's not going to break or melt or get permanently fucked up or whatever, that I can burn things on. Because a lot of people do it. Yeah, they have a special wooden thing for burning it on. Of course, the wooden thing burns, but I don't know. So I think I want something ceramic. Oh no. Oh no, Stella doing terrible. Rage cried in front of the managing director because your boss is useless cunt. You're overstressed. Oh, god damn. That sucks. Although I hope the actual letting it out was cathartic. I hope the letting it out. Because I think in certain circumstances, it's absolutely the fucking right thing to do. Bugger anyone who says, oh no, you shouldn't get emotional. No. The situation calls for it. Get fucking emotional. Yes, Raiders. Creme brulee as well, by the way. But yeah, so I hope it was cathartic, and I hope the fucking managing director fucking listens, because I'll wager you're of more value than your fucking boss. So all I can do is hope that things start to look better. Or I could come around, sort your shitty boss out. Just saying. Blowtorch to the bollocks. Sort him out. You should not give me blowtorches, honestly. That's the first thing that occurs to me. I could blowtorch people I don't like. Tie them down to a chair. Yep, see, I cannot be trusted. I just literally cannot be trusted. Okay, so you're on board, Stella. Good, excellent. Well, it's going to happen then. I'm going to get a plane over to Western Australia. I'm going to kidnap your boss. Going to blindfold him, strap him to a chair in a windowless cellar somewhere, and we already had one story about pubes being set on fire tonight. So there's a cold tonight. So the rain. Wait, where's the foreign? Go away. It's not well. Country. It's possibly quite cold. Here in Melbourne, it's like 16, 17. Gonna get up to 23 tomorrow. Still raining. Raining all fucking weekend, probably. Oh, but they're predicting some warm weather later next week, like 27, 28, which is certainly not unheard of. It's actually quite normal for the end of March, start of April. It's not unheard of. But yes, Annette, winter is coming. Ooh, yes. Well, not so much tattoo service, but branding. Definitely. Branding was a bit of a thing with some people in my youth. That really never took on. You're still kind of edgy if you brand. So you come up with something, some sort of design on metal, use this to heat it up, and then brand them. So the only thing you like about winter is footy. I don't like it when it's raining in winter, when it's like really fucking cold and raining. That's really bleak. And of course, I got to spend all last winter at home. Definitely my favorite thing about COVID, staying at home. Doesn't look, if I could flip a switch and say COVID, no COVID, I would switch it to no COVID, because I'm not quite that self-centered, because I know it's, well, a lot of people died, a lot of people are sick and have long-term illness, and a fuck ton of people suffered financially, lost their jobs, lost their businesses and whatnot. And I'm not quite self-centered enough to go, well, it was good for me, so I don't care. No, I'm just trying to say, in the shit, there was some stuff that I was actually okay with, and definitely staying at home. I like that a lot. But yes, if I had the power to turn back time and have it not happen, I would do that. Even though we wouldn't have had this revelation of, hey, you can work from home, it's actually okay. Yeah. I like that, Annette. The only thing you like about winter is hot toddies. Nice. Shit, you're having 37 next week, Stella. Holy crap, that's what you get for living in the desert. We're getting 27, 28. Yes, Safa, there probably more job losses because the fucko's cutting JobKeeper. Although, hopefully, things are kind of sort of getting back to some sort of normal. I don't know. There is a different thing that's kicking in. There is some payment you can get for hiring young people. The government will give you $200 a week to hire a young person. Maybe I should hire one. I could just have a lackey. I think I'd enjoy having a lackey. I'll pay you $200 a week. Just stand there, okay? If I want something, I'll tell you, but just stand there. I just want a lackey. I could do that. I could have a lackey. Oh yeah, Choking on Ashes. Can't wait for it to be over. And God, I'm just so cynical about the right lessons being learned. I don't think the right lessons will be learned. And we'll face the same shit again far too soon. But anyway. Yeah, Raiders, conservatively, 2.75 million people died worldwide. It's a long way from over as well. So yeah, was that one? Stella? Oh no, Macca's ice cream machine was broke. It's always broke. That's like an internet joke that the ice cream machine at Macca's is always broken. You wanted to drown your sorrows in ice cream, and I wasn't there. Yeah, no, check on. I mean, it's like insecure work is toxic for society. We learned that. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for the economy. Insecure work, the gig economy, casualizing the workforce. All this shit the fucking capitalists did to fuck us over and line their pockets is actually really damaging to the economy, which is ridiculous because the fucking greedy fucks want to do it. But long term, it's really damaging to the economy. Oh, yes. Raiders, a PA to go to Dan's for me. Yes. You just send them out. Yeah. See, the more I think about it, I might get one. I might get a staffer. Yeah. Government's going to pay me $200 a week. That's right. Now I'm getting serious. I'm going to go look at the website to find out, well, how much do I actually have to pay them? I'm getting $200 for the government. How much do I have to pay them on top of that? So, yeah, I could do that. I could get one. I could get a lackey. I'd give them a good reference. Actually, geez, this is sounding more and more like a good idea. Getting a lackey. Just get them to do all the stuff that I should do that I'm too lazy or absent-minded to do, and pay them. Just here, take some money. Just do this shit I don't want to do. I want to pay a lackey because I bought a record player that records to MP3. Like you can stick a USB in it and record to MP3s to the USB. So I'd say, okay, here's what you have to do, lackey. My entire vinyl collection, you have to convert to MP3s and then put on my computer so that when I plug my iPhone in, the iPhone will slurp them all up and they'll work on my iPhone. Okay? You need to do that, lackey. Go. And then also they can clean. I need a lackey that cleans because I'm really bad at it. I do cleaning. I'm just really bad at it. Safi, you'd be my lackey if you lived in Melbourne. Nice. Thanks, man. I've got to stop thinking about things like this because it suddenly starts seeming like a good idea. And even just, a lackey to give me affirmations. Like when work's giving me the shits, like I just want them standing there. Work's giving me the shits. And there's like, if they ever go, they just have to go, hey, you're doing great. Get in there, big guy. Okay, thanks, lackey. All right, I'm feeling more rejuvenated. I think, geez, this idea is just really growing on me. Getting a lackey. I want to make it clear I would treat the lackey really well. Okay, I'm not going to exploit the lackey. They would just do things that I don't want to do. I might make him go out in the yard and do stuff too. Really general stuff. Wolf Northern, did you miss anything? Well, we have been going for an hour and a half. And I'm busy talking about getting a lackey at the moment. Still, some BDSM subs who would do lackey work for you. Don't get me started on BDSM subs, honestly. I have a friend in London who's a professional dominatrix, and she and her other dominatrices, they have dudes who do their housework for them. They make them go around on all fours wearing a gimp mask and a G-string doing housework, which I think is fucking hilarious. Like, it's good. Everyone gets what they want. Like, when I say hilarious, I don't mean it in a mocking way. I just think it's great. Everyone doing it. And then you're going to be a lackey and mix, but I don't drink cocktails during the day. I'm very good like that. Like I said, the things I need a lackey to do are some computer things, some cleaning things, and then probably just to boost my morale from time to time, just to cheerlead me. Yeah, Raider, a lackey who's not going to eye off my alcohol would be good. That would be very good. A lackey who doesn't eye off my alcohol. So we'd have to have an understanding on that front. Oh dear, Annette, you will if I'm your lackey. Yeah, be making the cocktails all through the day. Choking on ashes. You could get one. You could get a sub to clean your flat. That's a thing that happens. Yeah. See, Stella, if they're subs, on top of getting shit done, getting the house cleaned and stuff, also get to spank them. Let's go. Who's a little piggy then? Who's a little piggy? Clean the house, little piggy. No, I've got to shift back. I'm not getting a BDSM sub. I'm getting a lackey. I'm going to be respectful of my lackey. Not that, okay, proper doms are very respectful of subs as well. I'm just saying that out there. It's a time. I'm going to have another drink. Alexander, go in the other direction. Pay them in alcohol. Oh, yeah, no, Annette, sissy maids are a fucking thing. They really are. Some guys really like it. So, hey, everyone wins. Everyone wins. So I might start tomorrow night with a smoked old-fashioned. Because I just got this recently and I haven't actually used it. So I might make, and I've got some cinnamon sticks. I bought some cinnamon sticks. So using something else. So I've got to decide what surface I can put them on to burn them. And do it. Oh, yeah, okay. And you had a friend who was a mistress in Madrid. There you go. Choking on ashes. You don't really want to spank anyone, though. So I think you got to give him something. You got to give him something. At least verbal abuse. I think they want to be demeaned. Love that. And her website said your suffering will be legendary. Ah, dear. It's a whole thing. It's I just always hear some stories and I just find them really funny. And again, not in a derogatory way. It's just like, you do you. You want to do that? That works for you? Okay. Yes, but I have been told some stories that I just find really funny. It's like, you want that? Okay. All right. Cool. And then Your friend is now a practicing psychologist. Nice. See, choking on ashes, you can do verbal abuse. A lot of them really into the verbal abuse. Raiders, that is a brilliant idea. A sandstone paver from Bunnings. That is something. A sandstone paver, a tile, something like that from Bunnings is probably the answer. Although I wanted to do it tomorrow. Do I have anything could I go to Bunnings tomorrow? Could. See, friend, Annette, if your dominatrix friend is a corporate psychologist now, she's probably still doing that, just in the corporate world. The boardroom, everyone leaves except the MD, and he goes, "I've been a bad little boy." That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Whoa. But it's a big old world with lots of people who want lots of different things, and my big thing is if you're not hurting someone else in a non-consensual way, then you're okay. I think Dan Savage, the American sex advice columnist, his thing was, if it's consensual, if you don't involve animals, kids, or poo, then you're probably okay. Wolf Northern. You're watching from Twitch for the sake of it. That's okay. Oh, North will rise again. Okay, yes. Sorry, I just caught what you were saying. Duh. Yeah, man, watch from Twitch. Why not? Why not indeed? So, yeah. Yeah, you came in at a good time while we're talking about lackeys, subs, and I'm playing with a blowtorch, threatening Stella's boss because he deserves it. Just fucking strapping to a chair and, yeah, y'all got to learn a lesson, boy. I think you could actually do good psychological torture, something like, because it's so focused. Just like start with the pubes, and you'd really feel the heat without getting burnt, or get burnt a little bit. Teach them a lesson. And can you quickly freak out about having to go through all your ex's stuff? Oh, yes. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, that would be weird and freaky. Firstborn gathered it up soon after you left, stored in the garage. Yeah, the fact that you have to do something with it. No, freaking out about that is 100% legit. That is absolutely legit. Fucking human existence. Why is human existence so weird? Because it is. Now I've got this. Because I've done the occasional flamed cocktail, and I, just had to light it with like a barbecue lighter, which worked. But it's so much more dramatic to light a flaming cocktail with something like this. I haven't done a flame. When was the last flaming cocktail I did? For Elvis's birthday? The Hunker Burn and Love. That was one I made. Like, it was a very tropical drink for Elvis, and then it had a banana and bacon bits on it, and I scooped this like trough in the banana and filled it with overproof rum and set it on fire, and then sprinkled cinnamon on it so it was all sparkly. It was fun. Exactly, Stella. There's lots of desert out there. No one will hear the screaming when we talk with your boss. Sally, hello. You did phone sex a while back. Had to do the dominatrix line too. Much fun. Excellent. I like it. Shields, yeah, I'm probably going to test out the smoke alarms doing this stupid shit I want to do. Suffer on Twitter, you saw a blue banana that Luke Skywalker himself retweeted. Nice. When start? Oh, it's away at May the 4th. Got to do special drinks for Star Wars Day. That would be an excuse for a flaming drink, actually. I saw some I liked. I would have to get new glassware to make them. They were just colored drinks, a green drink. What Luke's Luke's lightsaber was green and Darth's red. I think Luke's is green. Double checking. Was it green or blue? Luke's lightsaber color. Green. Yeah, I thought it was green. So I saw someone do it. It was quite thin glassware, and it was just a red drink and a green drink, and it was Darth and Luke's lightsabers, which is pretty cool. And I could make them and then float a high proof alcohol on top and set it on fire and sprinkle the cinnamon, and the sparks would look like lightsabers clashing. I think that's what I'm going to do for May the 4th. It's probably a Star Trek Day, Safa. If I put that in Google, what comes up? Star Trek Day. September 8th. Okay. First went to air on Tuesday, September 8th, 54 years ago. So it's September 8th. Now this person says April 5th. Okay, that's coming up next week. What day is April 5th? That's Monday, Easter Monday. I could do a drink. Okay, I could do a Star Trek drink. Okay, kudos to you for bringing this up. April 5th is First Contact Day. All right. I get to do it on April 5th. Oh, geez. Fucking good timing. Still, I've got to make some phone calls. Okay, catch you later. I'll be going to bed in 10 minutes. Safa, apparently Luke used Qui-Gon Jinn's green crystal that Obi-Wan had in his hermit place on Tatooine. Maybe. Yes, Safa, you are helping. Next, not this. Oh, wait. Fucking. No, it's not next week. April 5th. So, April 5th, I've got next week's planned. No, I'll do blue. That's Star Trek Day. Okay, so I'm going to have to consult with Abigail. Probably come up with a Romulan ale recipe. Excellent. And then you found 2 lightsabers that your grubby brother-in-law left behind. God, the stuff you find when you move house, eh? That is actually really helpful, Safa. The Star Trek Day, April 5th. So I'll consult with Abigail on exactly what drink I should make for First Contact Day. Actually, what comes up if I put Star Trek cocktails? I'm going to be really obvious. Oh, there's a whole fucking book. Star Trek cocktails. Then there's the geeky bartender that goes beyond just Star Trek. 60 Star Trek themed drinks and okay. Eat, drink, and be merry. Cocktails. Old bar and whiskey. Jesus, that's gross. Green Gatorade and ginger ale and whiskey. Okay, that's just gross. And Dorian ale. Raspberry vodka. I've got some raspberry vodka. Blue Curacao. Jesus, red. Oh, so it's just blue. And Dorian ale is blue. Beam me up Scotchy, of course. Scotch. This is some vanilla liqueur. The Borg Queen. The sexy, sexy Borg Queen. Speaking of dominatrixes. Sign off. Oh, God, that's so fucking gross. Apple vodka, apple pucker, apple schnapps, sweet sour. God, Americans. Jesus Christ. The Jean-Luc Picard. Earl Grey tea with Grand Marnier. Captain Kirk's alien sex on the beach. Whiskey and champagne. Okay, gross. Chaotic is Death Ray, served at Quarks. Coconut rum. Bacardi, high proof rum, banana, pineapple, cranberry. Oof. A Klingon drink. Fucking hell. 1 shot bourbon and 3 shots gin, and 4 shots soda, and 1 shot peppermint snaps. 1 shot Johnny Walker. Jesus. Yeah, that's a Klingon drink. Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a mixologist. Brandy and gin and vermouth. Okay, that's pretty gross. Deanna Troy's chocolate obsession. A fuzzy tribble, as opposed to a fuzzy nipple. A Harry Mudd. Creme de cacao, Irish cream, butterscotch, Goldschlager. Harry Mudslide? Sorry, people are just putting fucking vodka in cocktails, for fuck's sake. No, I'm just going to make up my own. I'm just going to make up my own. These are all fucking suck. And then, why do women in the LNP have the same hairstyle? I don't know, but they do. Yeah, well, that was Safa. As it turns out, your question just came out of the blue, was very timely and very useful to me, because I've got now a week to come up with a Star Trek cocktail for First Contact Day. So I want I suppose so it should be Vulcan, because it's the it's a mind meld, Bacardi. This just like they're shitty cocktails. I put a shit ton of booze and a shit ton of fucking juices together. I'm such a snob. A pattern buffer. Ractigino. Oh, there's such shitty fucking ingredients in this. Thorian, but it's just what's the vodka and peach snaps and fuck off, honestly. Well, a Vulcan mind probe, vodka and blue curacao. Jesus Christ. Vulcan death rum and Galliano. A cloaking device. Ouzo and high proof rum. That is a fucked shot. Like, it's hilarious. Romulan ale. Rum, gin, vodka, and blue curacao. Blue curacao, rum, grain alcohol or vodka. No, I'm just going to make up my own, honestly. Those all suck. So, yes, so I have a week to come up with a cocktail for Star Trek Day, First Contact. I'm sure we can kick around ideas over the next week and perfect it. I think, Annette, with the women in the LNP, they all pretty much lean towards the archetypal Karen hairstyle, really, I think. Yeah, there's something. Has this started to act yet? Not really. Oh, it has a little bit. That'd be interesting, because normally I make this with caster sugar, and this recipe said use icing sugar, which is going to make it a bit like sherbety and tangy. So I am actually quite interested in how this is going to turn out. So I'll be making that on the live stream tomorrow night. The ingredients: the flavored milk with the stroop waffles and the oleosaccharum should be ready for tomorrow night. So then I can just mix the drink and then start the clarification process. So it'll be the first one I do because I have to put it aside. And the process past there is probably going to take a couple of hours. So that'll be off to the side while we do other shenanigans on the Friday night party night live stream. Because that's what we do. Have a party. So I'm going to make the milk punch. I'm going to make an Easter treat. And then I want to do a video for April Fool's Day. Because there's this one guy on the internet in particular, on this forum I'm on, and he's just, he gets all pedantic if someone calls Malibu rum, coconut rum. It's not rum, it's a liqueur. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just like let people have fun, okay? So I'm going to do a video where I say it's like officially the best rum in the world is Malibu. And it's not. It's terrible. Malibu is just so artificial and chemically in its taste. But I'm going to do this whole article, a whole video where I sound really sincere that the World Rum Championships were held and the clear winner was Malibu coconut rum. And I'm going to fake quotes from all these really famous bartenders saying Malibu is the best and all other rums are shit. Just to start a fight, really. And yeah. So I'm going to do a whole video, not actually making a cocktail, just talking about how Malibu is officially the world's best rum. All the leading experts in the world came together, judged all the rums in the world, and Malibu has been crowned the finest rum in the world. Just to start a fight, really. Because sometimes I just like to start fights, and because this is such a silly thing to have a fight over. Finish the stream with a yawn. Finish the stream with a big old yawn. So I'll be happy you weren't born on April Fools. Yeah, it wouldn't be great, would it? Who was born on April Fools? Let's look it up just quickly before I go. Who was born on April 1? Wikipedia. Have birthdays. April 1. Births. Who was born on April? Emperor Japan, Roman Emperor, famous people. Don't know. Otto von Bismarck, German Chancellor, was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Lots of royalty and country leaders were born on April. Lon Chaney, famous horror film actor from the early 20th century, was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Okay, now we're into the 20th century. Oh, Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Debbie Reynolds, Carrie Fisher's mum, was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Okay, getting a bit further. Famous science fiction writer Samuel Delany was born on April Fool's Day. Gil Scott-Heron, fairly famous American singer-songwriter, born on April Fool's Day. Oh, David Gower, the English cricketer, born on April Fool's Day. Susan Boyle, that woman who got famous for her amazing singing on the British talent show. She was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Anyone more recent that we might have actually known who's an April Fool, baby? None of these names are really leaping out at me as being people I know. Up to the 1980s. Oh, Logan Paul, the YouTuber, was born on April Fool's Day. There you go. Trivia. Finally found one that I knew from recently. There you go. Yes, Check on Ashes. The revolution will not be televised. Bit of Gil Scott. Oh, I'm glad you're home as well. Oh, Megalich, you have been listening while I'm playing Gloomhaven. Sally, when's the Malibu knockdown? I'll probably record it tomorrow night to go live on YouTube on April Fool's Day. Mr. Billy Lewis, thank you so much for liking the videos. I'm glad you like the videos. Now I just do these live streams because I don't know. I think I've made enough videos, I think is how I feel. But we still have fun, but it's also bedtime. So thank you for dropping in and saying hello. But it is bedtime now for me, 10 p.m. In this part of the world at least. So fare thee well, one and all. We'll be back tomorrow night, all things being equal, for Friday night, party night. We'll be making some cocktail videos and some cocktails, just fun. And if I got organized, I will get the blowtorch out and do a smoked cocktail. Thank you, Billy. Good night. And good night, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. But I'm out the door now.